Hi, good afternoon. I am Tracy Engel, and today is your daily debrief for July 9th, 2019. I am the probate puzzle person, the principal of Engel Law, where we work with today's modern families to help them finally get their wills done so that they can have the peace of mind of knowing that their families are protected no matter what and no matter when. And in the daily debriefs, I like to share with you a little about what happens in my office, what's crossing my desk. No names, because confidentiality is of paramount importance, of course, and no shame. We learn from each other's mistakes. People are people are people. We all have baggage. We all make mistakes. Let's learn from what happens. Let's see ourselves in these other situations so that we can do better for our families. And it is my personal mission, my personal belief that we should look forward to the day that we become adults so that we can have the same legal protections as everyone else. Every family deserves to have an estate plan to keep themselves protected, to protect their loved ones. And I hope that you will use these videos to make the process a little less scary, a little less anxiety, whatever it takes to give you that push to finally pick up the phone and call an attorney, to take that first step, to click a box, to watch a webinar, whatever it might be. I want to try to take a little bit of the anxiety out of it for you. And I want you to have these same legal protections that everyone is entitled to, and everyone deserves to have an attorney that they feel completely comfortable being open and sharing who they are as a family. If I don't know your family, I can't help you protect your family. So today, Tuesday, July 9th, I know I mentioned that. What have I been working on? So I think the key thing today that's been happening is about preserving your plan, making sure that not only is it the right plan for right now, but that it is the right plan for right then. Meaning that you don't get to create an estate plan and check it off your to-do list. You know, it's something that gets done once and then you're good to go for forever. It needs to be reviewed. There are all sorts of things that can impact a plan and make it not work when the time comes. And I worked with a couple today, people who have been clients of mine for years, and we sit down on a regular basis, and darned if every time we sit down we don't find something that has happened in the last year that needs to get, either tied into the plan, or the plan needs an update, or whatever it might be. It may be that in this case there was a loved one who was just really not in touch with the family anymore. And that happens, right? We all have family relatives who may pull themselves back, who may pull themselves away from the family at times. And they had totally forgotten that this relative was in their plan and was a backup choice for some key roles to really help manage finances, to help make healthcare decisions. They had just completely forgotten. So as we were talking about, how's the family, what's going on, and I always ask about the specific relatives that are in a plan, and they said, we haven't talked to him in probably 9 months, a little more than a year now. And I reminded them that he was an integral player in their plan, and they had totally forgotten. And it became really apparent that we needed to update that. And just thankfully we did that before a crisis happened so that we were able to nip that in the bud. But just one of the ways that a plan can fail to work for a family when they don't even realize it. So I tell folks all the time, it's so important to be part of some kind of a preservation program with your attorney so that there is this ongoing commitment to communication, so that your plan is safeguarded, so that your family is secure no matter what happens and no matter when. And many people will say, well, if something happens, I'll come back. Well, I want to suggest you won't. I know you won't, because of my clients, many don't. And even when we reach out to them, sometimes it's still hard to get communication back. And we thought maybe it was because people thought there was going to be a fee or a cost or, a per hour rate or something. So we made really clear that we were eliminating that. There was no fee for, following up and having that follow-up conversation, a year down the road or so. and yet we still wouldn't hear from people. And now we've just taken a much more hands-on, in communication very frequently with our clients approach. And what we're finding is that there are a lot of ways that a plan can go awry. Asset changes, people change banks and they forget, or they forget to incorporate their plan into those new accounts. Or they get just the one CD because there's a great rate, or they open that online bank savings account because with 4 transactions they're going to get 100 free bucks. And we just do those things without thinking, and what ends up happening is later on there are assets that we forgot about. They aren't tied into the plan, they aren't integrated into the plan, and then when something happens to you, we've inadvertently left a mess for our family. Most people are familiar with the big changes. If someone we've named as a guardian or as a power of attorney or healthcare agent, somebody passes away, we need to update our plan. Most folks are familiar with that, and they will often get in touch with us. Not always, they don't always remember. And those are just some of the things that you know about. Then there are all the things that can happen that you're not even aware of, that can impact your plan. Things like law changes. Those can dramatically impact a plan, and you may have no idea. And we do our best to get the word out, but if you happen to miss that email, then your family can be impacted and you wouldn't even know. So all those are just a few reasons to have some kind of a preservation program with your attorney to make sure that you're having regular conversations. Estate planning is not one check off the box and it's done. It is an entitlement. It is something we have a right to have those legal protections for us and our family. And much the same way that we go to the doctor on an annual basis, we go to the dentist once or twice a year, we take our car in for regular maintenance, we go see our estate planning attorney to make sure everything is up to snuff and that we're going to be protected and our family is going to be taken care of. So that is my plug for today. That's what's been going on at Ingle Law. We've been all about preserving plans today. And I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you found something useful in that. As always, feel free to like us on Facebook. You probably already do. Feel free to leave any kind of recommendation if we've been able to help you or your family. And ask us anything. If there's something you want to hear more about, please feel free to put that in the comments, message me privately, whatever works easiest for you. I'd love to know what I can help you with. Have a great night.